Many times when I'm on patrol, I get asked what to do during a traffic stop. So today on Inside the BPD, we're going to tell you exactly what to do.
127, go ahead.
North Carolina personalized.
When you see emergency lights and/or hear a siren behind you, stay calm. Activate your turn signal, pull your vehicle to the right and off the travel portion of the highway at the nearest point where it is safe to do so. If there is not an obvious safe place to immediately stop the vehicle, turn on your emergency four-way flashers and reduce your speed by about 10 miles per hour to signal to the officer that you are aware of his or her presence. Continue driving and obey all traffic laws until you reach the nearest safe area to stop your vehicle. If an unmarked car is stopping you and you have a legitimate question or concern as to whether or not you are being stopped by an actual law enforcement officer, you may call 911 to report your name and location in order to verify that an actual law enforcement officer is conducting a traffic stop. After the vehicle stops, the driver should place the vehicle in park, roll down the window, turn off the engine, and silence any electronic devices and/or your radio so that the driver can easily communicate with the officer. Do not reach under the seats and do not open the glove compartment and begin searching for your license or registration unless you are asked to do so by the officer. Remain calm and refrain from engaging in sudden or unnecessary movements during the traffic stop. Do not remove your seatbelt unless asked to do so by the officer. Do not exit the vehicle or allow any passengers to exit the vehicle unless instructed to do so by the officer. The driver should place both hands on the steering wheel and instruct any passengers to keep their hands in the position that is clearly visible to the officer at all times. Passengers in the back seat should place their hands on the back of the front seat. Keep your hands in plain view. An officer may approach your vehicle on the driver or passenger side for safety reasons. If it is nighttime, the officer may direct a spotlight at your vehicle once stopped. To assist with visibility, turn on your interior lights as soon as you stop to help the officer see inside your vehicle. If you have a concealed weapon permit, be sure to inform the officer of that fact. Also, be sure to inform the officer whether or not you have a weapon inside the vehicle. If there is a firearm or other weapon in the vehicle, do not attempt to reach for the weapon. Under state law, any weapon should be in plain view or securely locked away, unless you have the proper permit. If the officer is not in uniform, they will show you their law enforcement credentials or you may ask to see them. During a traffic stop, you can expect there to be another officer arrive on scene, and that officer is basically on location to keep an eye out for any safety hazards, the well-being of the other officer, and also the well-being of the driver of the vehicle and any occupants inside the car.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Officer Darden with the Burlington Police Department.
The officer will usually explain why they stopped you and may ask you questions about your trip.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
I do, it's in my purse.
Okay, where's your purse at?
It's right next to me.
Okay, that's fine. If you can get your driver's license out for me.
Okay.
Under state law, you are required to identify yourself and provide your driver's license and registration for the vehicle. Listen carefully to the officer and follow his or her instructions. Give the officer your full attention. If you do not understand an instruction, calmly inform the officer that you do not understand and ask him or her to repeat or explain their instructions.
All right, just sit tight 1 second for me, okay, ma'am?
All right.
Do not talk on your cell phone while interacting with the officer during the stop. The officer has to be able to give you and your passengers detailed instructions so you understand what is expected of you. If you receive a telephone call during the traffic stop, the officer will tell you whether or not to answer the telephone call.
All right, you realize North Carolina law requires you to carry your driver's license.
I don't think the law says that.
Do not argue with the officer. Some traffic stops may result in an arrest. If you disagree, you have your chance to present your case in court. Resisting, delaying, or obstructing a law enforcement officer during a traffic stop is a Class 2 misdemeanor.
All right, I'll be right back with you in 1 second, ma'am.
Okay, don't take too long.
During a traffic stop, you must remain patient and try not to disrespect the officer.
Ma'am, can I get you to step out of the car real quick for me and just step back here and talk to me?
When the officer completes their interaction with you, they may issue a warning or a traffic ticket, which may include a fine. The officer will typically explain whatever action is being taken. If you have questions, respectfully ask the officer to clarify. If you disagree with the officer's decision to issue a traffic ticket, do not prolong the contact by arguing with the officer. If you wish to contest the ticket, you will have the opportunity to explain your point of view of what happened in court. Your acceptance and signature on a traffic ticket is not an admission of guilt. If you believe the officer acted inappropriately, document the officer's behavior and report it to the officer's agency in a timely manner. The name of the officer and law enforcement agency will be on the ticket, or you may ask the officer to provide you this information.
So on this episode of Inside the BPD, I hope you learned everything you need to learn during the traffic stop and you feel educated on exactly what to do. Officer Darden, is there anything that you would like to tell the viewers?
Just want to remind everybody just to remember to listen, explain, comply, complain. And if you do have an issue with the way a traffic stop goes or something that happens on a traffic stop, feel free to contact the police department and ask to speak to the on-duty supervisor about what happened.
Remember, Burlington, for more information on this or other police matters, you can call 336-229-3500. And remember, be safe out there.